Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome to this Q&A for Memory House, one of the 12 feature film that we have in official selection at Torino Film Festival. I'm Sofia Nadalini. I'm a member of the selection committee of TFF, and I have the pleasure and the honor to have here virtually the director of the film Memory House, João Paulo Miranda Maria. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. First of all, João, I want to say that I really love your film. It's really a strong experience, visually, aesthetically, and I think it's one of the most powerful things that I ever seen in the last few years. And so I want to ask you for the first of all to explain us the journey of the film. How did you get the idea for the film, and when did you start to think about this project? So if you can tell us something about this.
Okay, and thanks so much for the opportunity and to be selected and to show the film in Torino. For me, everything started in one dream. I had one dream, seeing myself very old in one unknown house. So I could find some kind of elements, objects that connect me to my past and ancient generation, my roots, and suddenly started to see some elements and objects that are so much far the other past generation behind me that I could not understand where it came from. So it started everything like this, and so this dream, and so I take the notes, I started to write, and I write this script in 2015, and then I just changed a little things, but the whole idea was scripted, written in that time. And of course, in this film I want to tell a lot about Brazil, a lot about where I came from. And I came from the countryside of Brazil in the state of São Paulo. And I could see from my side a lot of conservative and feelings and thoughts, and from a very Catholic family. And so I could see a lot of preconcept and actions that could really touched me so much deeply in that time. And of course, now seeing in this moment in Brazil, the government now with Bolsonaro, we can see this kind of people and this kind of mentality from the past arising again, like a cycle that it's like a future with the face of the past. So that is the point. And of course, I found one colonial place, one Austrian colony in the south, that everything it's real. It's one colony place created from people who escaped from the Second World War, and some of them from the Nazi side. Like, for example, the abandoned house was really built by one ex-Nazi policy. So a lot of marks of time, like invisible marks, it's in this story, in this film. So everything it's real, but in the same time, it's one kind of metaphor about the traditional and conservative Brazil of today.
Yes, I think it's really interesting the setting that you choose for shooting the film. This inside area in Brazil, southern area, where most of the people are European people speaking German, white people, and it's so different from the image that we know from Brazil, like tropical image. So I think it really is. And you work with an amazing actor who is Antonio Pitanga, one of the most famous actor in Brazil, especially in 60s from the Cinema Novo movement. So and he's really amazing in this role, and he really gives the strength, the pain in his eyes. He's really amazing, and I want to ask you, how did you met him? And for example, was he your first choice from the beginning? And how did you work with him?
Yeah. Since the beginning, of course, I imagined him like the character. For example, the ancient name of the character was Antonio in the first script, and I didn't describe it in the script like a black man and not so old. So when I told to the producer who is the one that I imagined in the character, in the whole is Antonio Pitanga, everybody was like surprised
Surprised.
because they never before thought that would be black and so old because he is 80 years old. And so everybody was like surprised. And I need to say that for me, I cannot imagine one actor with the all the force of the cinema history and the culture history. So you can because in the first moment I described Cristóvão, my character, like the man with this the face of the Brazilian people with a lot of marks of time and a lot of painful and in the same time a lot of knowing about the history so a man that we could see history in his body. So that was the idea. So because Pitanga, he made the first Glauber Rocha film, so he acted in the first Glauber Rocha film, in the first film of Cacá Diegues too, and a lot of Cinema Novo films too, and the only one Brazilian film that won the Palme d'Or. So he
Yeah.
started everything with the great filmmakers. So to me was one kind of symbol, one way like to start my career with this great name. So it's the same time one provocation because I want to talk with Glauber Rocha, with the great masters from Brazilian cinema, and so and to think what it's tomorrow, what's the next generation. So to me, it was very important to invite Pitanga. But of course, I didn't know in that time if he really wanted to make the film.
Mm.
So because I worked only in short films and no famous people, so I thought that maybe it could be difficult. So, but I have
Yes.
one meeting with him, and we talked a lot. And I said to him that it's not one kind of homage because a lot of films now he's participating like homage, like light characters, only to have a few scenes. But no, in this film, I said no, you will be the main character. And even
Yes.
even in the 60s was very hard and deep, and he didn't have this main character. So this was like the first time to be in whole film like a main character. It is the face of the film. And of course, it's not a light character. It's a character with a lot of conflicts. It's not like 100 percentage victim. So a lot of conflicts and feelings inside. So
Yes.
that's a big challenge.
It's yes, yes, and he is amazing. He's really amazing in this role, and he gives the everything to the character. And your film is full of symbols, and one of the most important symbol in the film is the house. So the title is Memory House, so it's evident that it's important. But it reminds me something strange, like a real place, but in the same time, a dreamlike place. And where objects start to appear, for example. And so I want to ask you, it's like an archetype. to me. So I want to ask you, what is this house for you? Because it seems like not only a personal thing, but only a general collective. Um, so
It's
if
a
you can tell
play,
me.
yeah. Yes, it's a place of a collective memory. So we can see the abandoned house like one place, one deposit, one place where the people throw all the memories, all the things that maybe they forgotten or things that they don't want to see anymore. So a lot of ignored past. So a lot of generations behind the character, and so it's not about only the character but a collective memory. So we can see, like, and in the same way we can see the marks, the violent words wrote in the house, and what the people do inside the house. So it's like one place where the people wants to ignore, one place that they made bad things, and one place that they don't want to remember anymore. So it's like one garbage of the memory of our society and our roots. And it's not about only the story of the family of Cristóvão, but the Brazilian family, the Brazilian memory, the Brazilian culture. And of course, I can see one parallel now with our Brazilian Cinemateca, for example, that now Bolsonaro only closed the Cinemateca, and it's everything stopped. So we cannot have works and the people taking care about our memory and archives in cinema and audiovisual. So it's something very bad. It's the same idea of this abandoned house. So that is the symbol, what represents the abandoned house, and of course the object. It's like linked to this ancestral and very very old past. And of course it starts about something so little like his memory, something like the photo of the parents, and then he started to find things about his culture, popular culture, from the Goiás, from the cavalhadas with the animals masks, and then he can find too one spiritual resource too. That's why came the music of Umbanda, saying it's time to pray, it's time to,
Yes.
like a cycle. It needs to die and rebirth, and needs to fight against this bull, the evil.
So
So
it's a recycle.
yeah, sure, it's a recycle, and of course the bull, the demon, the enemy is inside him too. So that's why
Yes.
too that he takes the clothes, and so he needs to deal and fight with these demons around him and inside him too.
Okay. Thank you, Joao. I really hope to meet you in person one day, not the
Oh,
distant future. And I thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck for your future and your career.
oh,
So
thank you
thank
so
you for
much.
joining us.
Thank you so much, Sophia, and the festival. Thank you so much.
Thank
Amazing.
you. Bye.